Greetings. In this video, we're going to talk about using MySpace.com for social networking. In fact, MySpace.com is a great avenue and a great traffic resource that you can use to promote your business. So whether you're promoting a specific website or you're trying to build your credibility or you're trying to network out, using MySpace is actually a great place to go. Now, you've probably seen a friend or family member use MySpace if you haven't used MySpace.com personally. But in this case, we're going to use it for business purposes. Now, for business purposes, there's so much more to MySpace than just addictive fun. You'll see people using it because they're talking to their friends, or they're watching videos or listening to music. But we're going to look at it as a more serious matter. In fact, you're going to use it to get to know more people, because MySpace, think of it like a big traffic funnel. There's already traffic there. There's already people there who have interests in business specifically. And in fact, right now, there's a lot of people who use MySpace specifically for business purposes, not necessarily so for the addictive fun. Now, you see, MySpace also helps with marketing of your product or services by putting it in front of a huge network of people who are joining groups of a certain niche because they're interested. So what you're doing is you're targeting people who actually want to hear about it. And your goal is to target people in a specific niche. And here's why. If you target people in a specific niche, then your conversion rates are going to go up higher, because either they're looking for a solution to their problem, and let's say, for example, you had a problem that's very specific and very similar to their problem. You find a solution, you write about it, you write about how you found a product, or even so, you have a product that solves that problem. You can target those people. And MySpace actually allows you to do that, and I'll show you in just a minute while we go to MySpace.com just that. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a great platform for social networking, making friends and spreading your business online. And here's why. On MySpace.com, you can create your own MySpace profile webpage. And by doing so, what happens here is visitors or possible prospective customers, what they do is they come to your profile page, especially if you invite them as a friend, or sometimes they might see you as a friend of their friend. And what happens is, these visitors or possible prospective customers can see what your business is all about. That's what people want to know. They want to know what your business is all about. A lot of times when you're doing, other different types of marketing, that you can't see the person, you can't see what they're all about. A lot of times that's an issue with online business. With offline business, remember, you're dealing with people face to face. So a lot of times you can see who they are. You may not know exactly their history, but you can interact with them, which is a human-human interaction. Let's get on into MySpace.com, and let me show you ways that you can actually increase your business credibility and increase your market reach using MySpace. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to MySpace.com. So I'm looking at Google here. So what you want to do is you want to go to MySpace.com. So you could either type in MySpace in Google, and I'm just typing that in here so that you can see where I'm going to. So when you get to MySpace.com, you're going to see this page. The first thing, if you do not have a MySpace account, you're going to want to create that. So if we scroll down a little bit, you're going to see a sign up button here. It says, get started on MySpace. You can join for free and view profiles and create your own. So if you click on sign up here, and what you want to do is you want to fill in your email address, password, first name, last name, and the other information. And as you can see here, if you're a band musician, a comedian, or a filmmaker, you can also create different accounts here. Now, the one thing to note here is that you want to separate your business MySpace page and your personal MySpace page. I'm going to show you a personal MySpace page just so that you can get an overview of what perhaps a business MySpace page should not look like. Because a lot of times what people do is they show you what things will look like or what things may look like, but what they don't show you is what you should not do. Alright, so once I enter that information, I click on login, and there we go. So I'm looking at my personal profile here, and these are friends, and you can see that you can see your friends, what are they doing, and in other words, this is a great way to advertise as well. So once you build your network of friends, people will begin to see, oh, so and so is working on this, or I'm interested in that, or this and that. You see that you can also send messages, you can add friends, and I'll show you that in a minute, that adding more friends will build your network, in fact. So you can see how many people view your profile, you can edit your photos, edit videos, but in this sense, you're doing a business, so you want to make sure that your photos are business related, your videos are business related. You don't want to show a lot of things that are not business related. And that's why I'm showing you a personal page. Alright, so with that said, I'm going to go to profile just so you can see what the profile looks like. Alright, so here's my personal profile page, and you notice that I'm a big car fan, but with business, people don't need to know that. And as you can see, I'm just showing you this so you can see what not to do, but what is part of MySpace that you can do. So with MySpace, they have a section for blogging. What you can do is create blogs that are content based towards your business. So let's say, for example, that you are selling information on how to build a website. So what you could do is you could enter blogs or articles on how to do that. And you got a little about me page here, and then you have general interests here. You could even go here and put videos of yourself talking, or even videos that show people how to build a website. So here you can see your networking section where you can put, I'm networking for technology, business development, product development, marketing, things like that. Now, here's the thing. When you see this, when you go to these sections, like, for example, online marketing, for example, if you go to online marketing, you'll see everybody who has that interest listed as online marketing. People who would necessarily need a website building or a website video guide on how to build a website. So you would basically want to pinpoint those types of people. Here are a few tips on what you need to do as far as getting traffic to your profile. The first thing you want to do is you want to expand your network of friends. What that means is you want to go through and find friends to add. And you can look at their page, and if, okay, well, this person is interested in making money and, all that. So you could add them as a friend. You can click add to friend here. So this is the long way of doing things. I'm going to show you a shortcut in a minute. So your goal here is just to add friends, add lots and lots of friends. And don't limit yourself to a certain amount of people, however, I will emphasize, although you want to focus on the quality versus the quantity. So it doesn't matter if you have 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 friends. What matters is you have, 100 or 200 friends that, you're actually building a relationship with, and they can actually see your business, and you're actually pre-selling directly to them. The second thing, be an active member. Don't, do things for 1 month and then leave it for a year and come back and wonder, wait, why are my relationships with these people, gone? Why are these people gone? That's because you need to constantly build those relationships. So be an active member, upload content, video content, blog more, because your visibility can help businesses, your business, get the exposure that it needs. So the reason why I emphasize that is when you build that connection, it is easier to pitch in your products. So what you can do is you can blog content. Remember I showed you just now the area for blogging. You want to insert content for a pre-sale method to gain the trust of your users. You can upload pictures and be serious about it. Don't treat this like how you would treat your friends, in the way that it's too funny or things like that. Your goal is to make the atmosphere a little bit cozy so that people can get to know you, but a little bit more serious. So it's got to be professional. You also want to upload videos. Now let me show you MySpace TV. You can actually upload your videos. You can click on MySpace TV and you can click on My Videos. And of course this is just a personal page, so I've uploaded different videos here and there. But one thing I can tell you is that these videos will actually allow you to get indexed onto the search engines. A lot of these videos actually, in fact, if you put it on here or if you put it on YouTube, will be indexed well into different search engines. So the main reason to upload a video is just to get people to know you. You can have a video of yourself, talking. So people can think, oh, okay, well, this person's talking about how to build a website. That's pretty neat. I can see their face. So whether you use videos, you can use audio, you can use text, any form of anything, that's your whole goal, is to upload content that specifically is valuable. Now remember that I told you earlier that the number one thing you want to do is you want to expand your friends, right? Well, you saw how long it took me to add a friend. And most likely you're not going to want to add thousands of people that way. There are many, many faster ways of doing that. Specifically, what I do is I go to forums like Digital Point forums. And you can actually see that here. If I go to Google and I type in Digital Point forum, this is actually one of my favorite places. If I go to Digital Point forums and I go under the services section, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Click on forum jump, allows you to jump to different parts of the forum. So if I go to advertising, services, under buy, sell, or trade, services, advertising, your goal is to find people who can do that for you. Now, there are a lot of people who will just have teams of people who will just sit there and they will go through and find people that are related to online marketing or things like that. And either that or they'll use legitimate programs. So how do you figure out who's legitimate and who's not? A lot of times what I do is I look through here, see what people have to say. It's sort of like eBay. You see people's feedback, see what people say about, this person, whether they did a good job or not, and you can see that. Just make sure that you visit threads with a lot of people who have posts on them. Not necessarily looking at the views. Views don't mean anything to me. The replies do, because it's what people say about other people tells you whether it's legitimate or not. There's another site that I like to use, and it's called Squidoo Empire. And I personally have used these guys for my band. And what they do is you can either have them tagging MySpace backlinks and things like that. And what you want to do is you want to outsource your traffic, basically. That's my whole point here, is that you don't always have to sit in front of the computer and do it all the time. If you got money to invest, then invest it and spend it on people who can actually do that for you. Now, let me show you, for example, my MySpace page, which is a band page. Alright, so I've got a different account here, and I'm going to log in. So what I'm looking at right now is my band page. I create music, and my whole goal here is to spread the word. And how am I going to do that? I don't have a ton of time, this and that. So we're going to look at the profile here. And you can see that these are all legitimate comments that people have responded to. And guess what? I actually used that Squidoo Empire here, and I paid them not a whole lot compared to what they're offering. So it's a really good price. And I use their service, and you can use their service, or you can go to Digital Point forums, whatever you use. A lot of these guys, what they do is they go through and find other DJs, and what they did was add friends. So me not having time, that was a great way to outsource traffic. So now you know how effective MySpace is, and that you don't really need to do a manual process. You can actually use other people to do that. So now you get the idea. What you can do is you can just go in, create a profile, add that content, add uploadable videos, audio, and blogs, but make sure that content that gives them a feel of what your product is all about, or what your service is all about. Because if you do that, more and more people will see what you're all about, and they'll want to hear about it.